Hi, everybody. Radical Gardener. Well, where have I been for a week? I've been sick. And now Joe is sick. There's some kind of horrible, horrible cold going around. Yeah, I went out on, what day was it? For a short time on Saturday, and I went out and spent about half the day seeing an old friend who's had some health problems. And that actually kind of took me back down, and I had a bit of a relapse. So I haven't been sick, really since I've been taking the C60, and I'm about 18, 19 months into taking the C60. So it's been a while since I've gotten sick. And it's pretty amazing considering that I teach, and I teach young people, not all young people, but some. So there you go. I've been, I haven't been able to do much, so I'm compiling my list. Well, one of the things I wanted just to talk about briefly is how long God, I'm not saying that right. It must be because I'm sick. Is the extended amount of time that I have food in my garden. I cannot find a way to say that sentence. Isn't that horrible? Anyways, I have had food for quite a while that I've grown in my garden, and I still have plenty of it. And so I was making a list of parsnips, carrots, rhubarb, kale, parsley, fennel, celery, and what's this? Yeah, anyways, that's what I have right now. Oh, and Swiss chard. I've got Swiss chard. So I'm making myself a to-do list, and I'm going to cook with something that's in the garden every day. So one day I'll make up something with parsnips. Maybe I'll do a parsnip soup. Maybe I'll do something with celery. So I'm just, going to focus on each item. And, here we are, we're looking at November, and that food it's going to be fine until, I don't know, I think the middle of November. If we've gotten a frost, it was brief, and all my plants, even my Boston ferns, look fine out there. Not my tropical plants, those are in the garage, but my Boston ferns look fine, and I have flowers that look fine, and so I'm pleased, and the it's hard for me to breathe, so hard for me to talk. The leaves, I'm looking at the leaves now, and they're turning. They're like, we're on time this year, turning, and they haven't been for the last few years. So for all of the, hoopla about, solar minimums, which again, you guys know, I believe, is true, it just almost seems like we just weren't affected by it, this year. The only time that I was going, was how long it was taking for spring to happen. But it hasn't brought the onset of fall at an earlier time. So that's really a good thing. But some of the things that I'm going to look at, and before I pull the food out, is I really need to do my seeds, because I catalog them and I prep them all for keeping them in the freezer, and I want to show you how to do that. So I'm sure most of you know how, but I'll show you how I do it, and I'll do that probably tomorrow. I have time tomorrow to do that because I'm teaching quite a bit this week. Sorry. One of the things I did do, God, I can't breathe. One of the things that I did do is I melted my crusty honey. I had bought some honey, in one of my prepper packages, and it was a big can of honey. I just don't like it like that. It's really kind of silly to package things in these big cans, because once you open them, you have to like use them, and so it really crystallized. But no worries. I just put the can in a pot with water, and I boiled it, and it's all melted. So I poured it in a quart jar, and then I found another thing of honey, and I went ahead and melted that down. I already had a lot of honey stored away, that's really keeping well, that I was selling in my produce stand, and I had gotten that from a fourth generation beekeeper, and that was the best honey I'd ever had in my life. I don't know what they did to that honey, but that honey was insane. It was so good. And so I have a lot of that downstairs. So I was just trying to really fix this honey so that it can be used, because I don't want anything to go to waste. Actually, I'm starting to now dip into my prepping food. I've got to start using some of it. Some of it I've had for a pretty long time. So it's hard though. Some of it's packed away because I don't know when I'm moving. But when I do move, I'm going to have shelves built, and I'm going to have, things in like small containers, and I'm really going to organize it. I mean, I just don't have the space here, and nor do I have the space in any storage. And I don't want to, divvy it all up when I'm just going to move it again. So speaking of moving, we've had, 4 or 5 people come and look at the house. We did get an offer. It was like $25,000 less than we had. No way. So, and we countered and they weren't interested. So we won't, again, we don't sell it. We're going to sell it, but we might not sell it this year. We might sell it next year. And again, if we don't sell it, then I'll put it up for rental. We're right behind a hospital. There's all kinds of med students and doctors and nurses, and renting this place out is not going to be a problem. Plus, a really good friend of mine, she owns a management company, and so she would just help me out with that. She rents out to a lot of the professional sports people, and she owns a bunch of property around here. So I mean, definitely would have a way to do that. So I might end up owning 2 houses. Who knows? I don't know. Again, the only thing that makes me anxious is that I just want to be in the sun, and I just want to hang out in Florida, and I want to be at the beach, and that's the only thing. It's not because I'm in a hurry. It's just I now that I have the idea to go do this, I just want it to happen. But that's not how life works, right? So yeah, let's see, anything else? No, I don't look terrible. Actually, I look okay for being sick. Also, I have a couple of special shows I want to do, but they're going to take a lot of research, and again, I just haven't been up for it. Actually, today all I've been doing is hanging out on Twitter, and that's all I have the mindset for. And I've been following the California fires, which are just horrendous. I mean, they closed down I think southbound 405 sections of it, and now they've shut down 101. And they're telling, they're saying that 10,000 structures have to be evacuated. I just don't know how that's all going to work. So I mean, the news is there's been a lot going on in the news. I mean, with Baghdadi, dead, and of course the pushback on that, because all of a sudden it's not okay to kill a terrorist leader. I don't know. Nobody told me when that was not okay. I guess that's not okay now. Now you're supposed to just... What was the Washington Post now calls him a scholar. Oh my God. You guys, can you deal with it? Yeah, whatever. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah. So I just wanted to touch base with you. I want to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Just what I'm going to do in the garden. I've done garden cleanup 2-3 times in the last 2 weeks, just trying to keep everything looking good if people come over and see it. It needs another cut back, because all the, the big flowers are now, dying back. And so Teresa is really, I'm going to go through it with her, because, I'm always learning from her. That's why I have her come sometimes. is because she teaches me about what to cut back and when to cut them back. And some of these flowers, I really didn't grow up with them or had them because I was living in Seattle. It was a whole different spectrum or variety, a variety of like what you grew out there and what people had in their yards and what was popular. And so, I'm pretty naive about flowers and flowering bushes and some trees. So, but it's an opportunity to learn. And let's see. So we're doing that on Wednesday. She's going to come by and help me cut things back again. And but it still looks beautiful, everyone. I'll take you. I don't feel well enough today, but sometime this week I'll take you through a walkthrough because it's beautiful fall days. It's sunny out. The sky is just blue. So yeah, we can just see how it looks. But it definitely has that beautiful look during fall, and the leaves are on the ground, and everything's different colors, and it's just a beautiful time of year. So anyways, I guess that's it. Anybody I have to answer on YouTube that asks me questions? No, I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. All right, guys. So good to be back. Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow. I'm sending you a ton of love because I just want to, and you all deserve it. Okay, everyone. See you soon. Bye.